Welcome to this 10-minute campsite cool down stretch. We're up here at 12,000 feet in the Sierras and had to work a little bit, but found a nice flat spot to put the pad down to stretch things out. Super important after exercising and hiking, moving up and down hill, just to down regulate, let things relax, and kind of return to your resting state so those muscles don't stay super tight. Of course, you could extend this into a longer routine, but really, this is just a short dose of stretching. I have my timer here, and we're going to dive right into our stretches. We're going to start off with a shin stretch. So we're looking for some quads and anterior tibialis here. And this can be pretty sensitive, especially if you've been hiking a lot. We're just going to nice and easy sit back on the heels. And this is truly more of a static stretching routine. So I'm not going to talk a ton, so you can enjoy the beautiful view from this high elevation spot. Just focusing on your breathing, letting the quads open up. We're getting into some plantar flexion in the ankles, so you should be feeling that stretch to the front of the shins. The sun is intense up here, so I'm trying to stay covered up the best I can. A little gentle movement side to side is okay, but we're not chasing deeper range of motion. Nice. And then we're just going to bring one leg forward, and we're going to get into a classic low lunge stretch. So I'm going to bring my right leg forward, left leg behind. That feels really good. We're getting some hip extension, opening up through the quads and hip flexors. You might even feel a little stretch in that proximal hamstring on the forward leg. Again, just keeping things static, letting things open up. Do a little bit of side to side rocking. Of course, you can modify this as you need. You can certainly stay up a little bit higher if that feels good for you right now. But I'm really liking this low position today. Nice deep breaths. So we've been carrying heavier packs on this trip. Feeling some tightness in the core, so breathing into that region. And then from here, we're going to rock right back into our half splits. And this one, you can stay up high on that back knee. I'm going to sit all the way down on my heel and just fold forward a little bit. Nice deep breaths. Just letting things slowly open up. Some crazy bugs up here. Feeling that deep stretch through the hamstring, behind the knee, into the calves. Letting everything hang. And we're going to slowly come out of this and repeat the same two stretches on the other side. So bringing that left leg forward, getting that right leg back, resting it on my backpack there. That worked out nicely. Looking for that deep stretch through the hips once again. It's pretty tempting after days of hiking, especially when you're in a pretty unforgiving environment like this one, to crawl into your tent and escape the elements, which we'll probably do here shortly. But a little bit of stretching really does go a long way. But it is just one facet of recovery. You also got to be eating well, sleeping well, hydrating, especially if you're at higher altitude, staying protected from the sun when possible.
seconds left. Hang in there.
And then once again, we're going to slowly transition back into that half splits position. Scoot forward just a titch on that back heel. That feels wonderful. Just hinging forward. Again, I'm not grabbing my leg and pulling. Just really letting gravity do the work. No forcing here.
Two seconds. Hang on.
Nice job. We'll come out of that. We're getting into our seated pigeon stretch next, right as this big gust of wind comes. So I'm just going to cross my left ankle over the right knee. And we're looking for that deep stretch through the outer part of the hip here. Same principles apply. We're focusing on that easy static stretch. Maybe some gentle rocking. So while this routine is really focused on hips and hamstrings, you need to do what you need to do for your body based on how things are feeling. So if your calves, your ankles were really bothering you on the trail today, work in some of those stretches. And we're just going to switch sides here with our seated pigeon stretch. Ooh, that side's a little tighter. Just some gentle rocking side to side. For our last few stretches, we're going to get into our supine position, laying on the back. Got a lot of granite rocks underneath me, so I'm going to be mindful about how I approach this. We're going to bring one knee in towards the chest, use my water bottle as a bit of a pillow, and crossing that thigh over, looking for that release through the spine, maybe a little bit more through the hips. Trying to stay covered up here from the sun. No amount of sunscreen is going to cut it today. That high Sierra sun is intense. I'm not forcing this, just letting the spine naturally decompress and relax. And we're going to come out of this slowly. Switch sides. So again, just re-extending now through the right leg, left knee towards the chest, and across the body. Oof. That feels really nice. A little spinal decompression. With each breath, try to sink a little deeper into this position. We're going to get into our final pose here, which is waterfall pose. I really like using my water bottle for this one. And I'm just going to prop it right under my hips. We're getting into a mild inversion here, letting those feet get up in the sky, letting some blood flow out of there, especially after a long hike. Time on your feet. Recirculate some of that blood. Should feel really comfortable and restorative. You could also prop your feet up against a rock or a tree. Fortunately, there are no trees up here. Great job showing up today. I know it can be tough when you're on an adventure to make time for yourself to recover, but that's ultimately going to be what allows you to hike again tomorrow and feel good. Even these short little doses of stretching and mobility, it doesn't seem like much, but it really makes a huge difference in how your body can recover to keep doing this thing day in and day out. Thank you so much for joining me up here today. We'll see you in the next one.